you're okay. You can just stomach this until, if it continues where it is, until the midterms?
If we drop 5% every day from here to the midterms, no, I can't stomach that. Nobody's going to stomach that.
Could you see yourself supporting Democrats?
Yeah, absolutely.
Dave Portnoy was talking about his
Just in case you're not well acquainted with my next guest, Dave Portnoy is the founder.
Dave Portnoy went on CNN to talk about the tariffs.
Founder and owner of Barstool Sports, a wildly successful media company with a particular appeal to young men, a demographic that helped Donald Trump win back the White House. Barstool Sports has nearly 50 million followers on TikTok, publishes some of the most popular podcasts in the country. Now, Portnoy's followers get a steady stream of sports content, financial advice, pizza reviews, and unfiltered and some say offensive conversations. In recent days, he has gone viral for comments about tariffs imposed by President Trump, whom Portnoy supports. Dave Portnoy joins me now. Thank you so much for being here. You have been openly questioning the president's tariff strategy. I want our viewers to see and hear what you said on Monday.
I went super viral when I said I lost $7 million. I'd kill to be back to losing $7 million. I haven't even looked. If I had to guess, I'm down in these last 3 days, probably close to 20. I don't know, like 10, 15% of my net worth, poof. But I'm still here. That's the game. That's what I'm in. Like, do I like it? No. Am I crying? Am I like, oh, woe is me. I wish I voted for Kamala. No. Do I wish this didn't go down like this? Yes.
Now, you obviously voted for President Trump. You also said that you think he's a smart guy. You are willing to give him a couple of days or even a couple of weeks. Where are you now?
So it's uncomfortable. Anytime the stock market is like this and you're invested in it, it's certainly uncomfortable. But I stand with it. You know, he ran on tariffs. He said he was a tariff fan. And I don't pretend to be an economist. I don't think I realized that we'd have this market crash. I don't think most people did. But I think he believes in what he's doing and trying to basically strong arm China and get better deals for the U.S. I'm willing to still give him time. I think the big date is the midterms, which is a long time out. But I do think that in this country, the number one issue, no matter what is going on, is the economy. And if the stock market doesn't show some signs of rebound or rebounding by then, I think people will speak with their vote. So, but I'm still... He was pretty straightforward that I'm tariffs. I don't like China. I'm going to do all this stuff. He's doing what he ran on. So to turn around just because we've had 3 or 4 bad days in the stock market, super uncomfortable. My bigger thing at this point is let's not pretend it's not a major issue. Like it is. And you can't separate. I don't think I saw the Treasury Secretary Bassett today, like separating Main Street and Wall Street.
Yes, he did.
They're pretty connected. Yeah, they're pretty connected in my book. So I don't know if he's just talking about the super fat cats, but if the stock market's tanking.
The whole idea of like, he's about to say something that I'm probably going to say right now, but like the idea that stock market crashes don't impact people that don't have like holdings in the stock market is really insane. If the stock market is crashing, it indicates that people have a lack of confidence in the United States economy. For the foreseeable future, they see negative growth, they see unemployment, and stock market losses and recessions always hit working class and poor people the hardest. They're the people that have the least amount of money to spare already. These are the kind of people that are just kind of subsisting. You know, they don't have a ton of money at the end of the month after they pay all their bills. And now all of a sudden, if they're facing 10% inflation, 20% inflation, or they lose their job, and then you get into maybe a deflationary spiral. People are hoarding their money because they think they're going to get a cheaper price next month. You know, people will hold off on making big purchases because they want to wait for the price to come down even more, which causes more job losses. You know, it's just it's a toxic spiral. And so, you know, it's just pure cope to be like, well, I don't care about the stock market. It doesn't impact me. I don't have any investments. It's like, well, it's going to impact you. I promise you.
we are going to have an economic meltdown over the long term. So I'm still going to give him time. He said, I think Trump said, you know, it was a sick patient. He needed to take medicine. I'm taking my medicine, and I don't like my medicine, but I'm willing to take it. I voted for him. And in a way, it's disingenuous now to be like, hey, what are you doing with these tariffs? Because he did make it pretty clear he was a tariff guy.
The media, I feel like right now are like utterly failing. Like, what is this headline? I don't understand. Why is a Twitch streamer more attentive than the guy who writes the CBS headlines? Breaking, Trump says he's pausing tariffs on many countries for 90 days. Not what he said. He's not pausing the tariffs. Not true. I don't know about you guys. When I look at my Twitter feed right now, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. He's not pausing the tariffs.
No question about it. There's being a tariff guy and then doing it the way he is doing it, proceeding the way he is proceeding. You comfortable with that too? Not just the policy, but the process through which he is imposing this policy?
I certainly wish he would give maybe a victory here or there right now. Like, he has the power really to turn the stock market and get it ripping. And when there's been a fake,
he's pausing the big 50% tariffs and keeping the 10% tariffs, but you can't say he's pausing the tariffs. He's pausing most of them, just not the 10%. Okay, but you can't say he's pausing the tariffs. He's just not following through on the higher tariff. The more accurate headline would be he's settling on a lower tariff. He's not doing the tariffs.
Rumor or a misquote, like he's going to postpone the tariffs or whatever. If
he's reducing the tariffs to 10%, that's not a pause. How is that a pause?
He would come out and say, hey, we did this great agreement with Japan or Vietnam, the stock market would rip. I firmly believe that. Instead what do you say? Everyone's kissing his ass last night. Mm-hmm. But that's right. Trump.
He didn't active the big ones, but he's still doing universal tariffs on imports. Those universal tariffs did not exist before Liberation Day. They're still getting tariffed.
Like that is how he speaks, and it does resonate in a way to people. Like, I'd almost rather feel like I'm getting straight talking, and I can't change. It's like that's always who he's been. Do I wish maybe he was treating our friends a little nicer, our allies, and things like that? Yeah, because I'm in the stock market. But at the same time, this is who I voted for, and time.
So Portnoy's a little dug in here. You know, he's not gonna turn around and say, you know, I regret my vote for Trump and I wish I would have voted for Kamala just yet, because that would, you know, I think he's probably afraid that would damage his credibility. You know, he's afraid that he would lose a lot of like his MAGA audience. But if Trump continues with this volatility for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, he will lose the Dave Portnoys at some point. Like the mega wealthy people in this country that have the most investments in these markets they're not going to sit back and just take this. You know, like you're starting to see a lot of like the tech broligarchs on social media in the last few days. Who's the guy that's been coming out like really forcefully against the tariffs? The Ackman, that guy. Yeah. Ackerman. Ackerman was fully in the tank for Trump during 2024, and he's been nothing but shitting on the tariffs for the last like 4 days. They're not just going to sit back and just be like, oh, you know, I'm losing billions in market share, but, you know, I can say, you know, slurs now or whatever. Is it Ackman or Ackerman?
Is going to bear it out. He's playing an extremely high risk game of poker. And if it turns out great, it'll be a great move and one of the great things that he's done. If not, I think the voters will speak at midterms.
There is a long time, Dave, between now and the midterms.
How long do we have until the midterms? A year and a half? A year and 5 months? Is it 5 months or no? A year and 7 months till the midterms.
Particularly when you think about how quickly things have changed just even in the past couple of weeks with the economy. You're okay. You can just stomach this until if it continues where it is. Until the midterms?
If we drop 5% every day from here to the midterms, no, I can't stomach that. Nobody's going to stomach that. If this flattens out and we don't have gigantic drops and it doesn't keep dropping to that effect, yes, I can.
He still will have erased, what was it, a year's worth of gains? I think I shouldn't say Esme was telling me about her losses last night, but I don't think I should talk about that. But yeah.
Can handle that for a long time. If it every day we're going through crazy.
Who's got that one meme? It's like a graph where like the line go up and then the line go down and then the line start going up again. And it's like a soy jack kind of MAGA person pointing at the thing and saying, you know, this is good or whatever. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
I mean, I thought today would be worse than it was because today was the deadline and the market is unpredictable. So if we've bottomed out or gotten close to bottom out, yeah, I can live with that. I can live with that proposition. And again, do I love everything? Like, did I love that he was on the golf course, you know, when the stock market was tanking? No, but if he could sit around and say, you know what, like he's almost in a box where if he can't show weakness in these negotiations. So you can't just run now that the market is bad because then all of this would have been for nothing. So I'm hoping his art of the deal comes to fruition. But no, if you're asking me, can I wait a year and a half with the stock market tanking 5% every day or 4% or 3%? No, I don't think anybody can.
You have talked about the midterms a lot and about the fact that Democrats could or maybe should win big if we are where we are then, which is a very big if. Could you see yourself supporting Democrats?
If the Republican Party fucks with his wallet too hard, I mean, that's the number one issue for all these guys. Of course he would support a Democrat. If he thought he would make more money, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing about me, which drives me crazy, I vote for Trump. I support him. I was never like some crazy MAGA guy. Like I look at each candidate and I choose who I like. I think the left and a lot of even what they did with, I want to say, hiding Biden's mental state and not having a primary really drove me to the right. So I am not.
I feel like, I don't know. Does he have a history of being on the record in support of Democrats? Like, I feel like this guy has always voted Republican. I could be wrong about that, I guess. My sense of things with this guy is he always voted Republican.
Somebody who would just strictly vote.
I could be wrong about that.
On Republican or Democrat. I vote on the people running, how I think they speak to me, the issues that are important to me. But yes, I will vote how I feel is the best interest of what I believe in.
You have said and do continue to say things that many people find offensive, but other people come to you for those controversial things that you talk about, especially young men. And we talk a lot about young men as it sort of relates to politics on the show, on Inside Politics. Knowing your audience the way you do you think that they will stick with Donald Trump the way you are for now?
Yes, I don't think people are bailing ship now. It's way too early. Now, again, I think a lot of people who follow me are interested in the stock market. I think when you hear, you know, Wall Street, Main Street, there's a major shift that has happened, I would say, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, but the average person can invest in the stock market now. Like, it's a lot harder. You know, 20 years ago, when you needed a broker, you can just go to Robinhood, log on. People are buying crypto, they're buying stocks. So it's far more intertangled. And I think a lot of people care about it, but I don't think people are jumping ship right now. And one thing that I really can't think or can't be underestimated, and I even say it now, like I get more hate and have always gotten more hate and more extreme hate from the left than I've gotten from the right. And this is before people knew what side I was on. I find the left personally far more intolerant than I do the right. And obviously that may be because the right perceives me as leaning towards their side. But yeah, we're really, when you say, are people going to...
I feel like the left are more intolerant of like ideas or ideology, and the right is more intolerant of immutable characteristics, you know?